have you taken for granted lately? As parents, we seem to get annoyed with children who talk too much or overactive children. But we don't realize not all parents get this. There's some parents who have children that are nonverbal, and there are some parents who have children that were born disabled. In some cases, this is autism. We all have an obligation when it comes to children. Increased awareness about autism can provide education on the condition, as well as break down those stigmas and provide a better environment for children on the spectrum. As a nurse of 4 years with psych experience, we're trained to notice abnormal behavior in people. In 2022, I became a mom, and of course, I was eager to witness all of his milestones. But I started to notice abnormal behavior that mimicked autism. His doctors were not too concerned, but I was. I advocated for him. I got him into speech. I got him into occupational therapy, and as well as feeding assists. At the age of 2, my son was diagnosed with autism. This is why it is imperative to recognize the early signs of autism, especially in African American communities, because early interventions and helpful resources are vital to contribute to the unique strengths and perspectives. Let's dive in. Today, I will first share with you the problems associated with significant disparities within Black communities regarding autism awareness and resources. Secondly, I will explain the Color of Autism Foundation, how it developed, and how it helps individuals and families in the autistic community. Lastly, I will help you visualize a world that is made easier for African American children who did not ask to be born differently, and what our world could look like if we do nothing. Autism transcends racial and ethnic boundaries, yet African American children often face disparities. In the past 2 decades, the prevalence of autism has increased. Children are able to reliably be diagnosed at the age of 2, with the average age ranging from 4 to 7. This delay is more pronounced in children with lower incomes and ethnic or racial minority. This places Black children at the forefront of the delays of misdiagnosis are leading to unique challenges. Those challenges consist of not having the access to helpful resources or early autistic specific interventions, fear of stigma, and improper diagnostic processes. This endangers our children, placing them as a target for further delays, being bullied, hurt, or killed. According to Chantel Cicely Kira, in Autism Spectrum Disorder, The Complete Guide to Understanding Autism, written in New York in 2004, she wrote, "Bullying is a major problem for students with autism spectrum disorder. Bullying can range from verbal taunts to physical encounters. Black children are more likely to receive an autism diagnosis if they have intellectual disabilities, with 50.8% of Black autistic children having intellectual disabilities. This suggests that Black children without intellectual disabilities are not afforded the same opportunities for early intervention." This issue can affect anyone in this room. The likelihood that this could be a part of your life is very high due to research consistently displaying decreased chances Black individuals have to receive a timely diagnosis. We would like to handpick every characteristic of our children, but this is just not our reality. But as parents, we are obligated to advocate for them. Now that you are aware of the problems associated with African American children with autism, let's take a look at how the Color of Autism Foundation can help. The Color of Autism Foundation was founded by Camille Proctor in 2009. It was established to educate and assist African American families affected by autism spectrum disorder. According to the Color of Autism Foundation found on the homepage at thecolorofautism.org, last updated on September 9, 2024, it states, in 2008, Camille Proctor's son was diagnosed with autism and struggled to connect with services for him. She found there were no organizations that supported African American families with children on the spectrum. She realized something had to be done to support families in underserved communities. The foundation works through comprehensive support and advocacy to equip families with tools to recognize early warning signs of autism. They provide services such as parent education, advocacy, support, and job skills, as well as transition into adulthood. The color of autism helps to wedge gaps and to fix the problems associated with African American autistic children by teaching parents how to support an autistic person throughout their lifespan. They have helped over 700 families around the country. Essentially, if you find it in your heart to donate to the Color of Autism Foundation, your charitable donation will go towards continuing the work and to the people that need it the most. And Do Your Giving While You're Living, written by Eddie Frazier and Robin Spitzman in New York in 2009. It states, "What are you doing that it would be continued? Giving from the heart means moving towards a larger purpose." Having access to resources and early interventions has been a huge help for my son and provided a lot of progress with his communication. We have just discussed how this foundation can make the world a better place. Now let me help you visualize what that may look like. While there is no cure for autism, there is definitely hope. Hope for a better future and a better system. Most autistic children are extremely intelligent and gifted. Continued support, education, and advocacy can help set them on a path to reach their fullest potential. If we do nothing, more and more African American autistic children will face delays in diagnosis, delay in education, and can potentially become a product of the criminal justice system due to being labeled as a troubled child. We have faced the problem, we've discussed the solution, and we have imagined a greater possibility for African American children who live with autism. Today, I shared with you the problems associated with significant disparities within Black communities regarding autism awareness and resources. Then I explained what the Color of Autism Foundation was, how it developed, and how it helps individuals and families with autism. Lastly, I helped you visualize a world that is made easier for African American children born differently and what our world could look like if we do nothing. Consider the moral obligation we as human beings have to one another. Children deserve a good life, a fair life. With your donation or acts of service, autistic children can become so many things. It is imperative to recognize the early signs of autism, especially within the African American community, because early intervention and helpful resources are vital to contribute to their unique strengths and perspectives. I challenge you all to embrace each characteristic of your children. Praise their talkativeness. Run with the overactive child and try to understand them. Let's not take anything for granted. We all have something special about us. It just looks different for each of us. Thank you.